From the outside, Formula One is a spectacle to conquer the pinnacle of motorsport between 10 of the most elite constructors. Though, upon closer inspection, it is clear that 3 different battles are taking place. 1 between the dominant teams to be at the top of the table, 2 between the middle of the pack to be the best among the rest, and 3 between the back markers to not finish last. The results over the past season paint an abysmal picture for teams like Williams and Haas, who have consistently been the back markers in a sport known for its lucrative nature. This begs the question, why do losing F1 teams stay in the sport? Passion for the sport. Since the 2018 season, Williams and Haas have exchanged the last bottom rung with each other. They witnessed major financial crunches, management overhauls, and changing driver lineups, but never wavered in their determination to continue competing in the sport. Haas went through 2 debacles, one during the tumultuous 2019 season where their infamous title sponsor, Rich Energy, announced the termination of their contract through a tweet stating that the constructors' cars are uncompetitive. And the other through their association with Uralkali, the title sponsor from Russia, and driver Nikita Mazepin, during the topsy-turvy 2021 season.
Oh, there's a huge crash there!
Ending in Haas terminating their contract with both due to the Russian war on Ukraine. On the other hand, Williams, since their short-lived resurgence under Claire Williams in the early 2010s, went through numerous driver lineups, finally selling the team to Dorilton Capital, a New York-based private investment firm. Both teams spent countless hours, energy, and about $145 million since the 2021 season, thanks to the budget cap, to go around a circuit, lap after lap, almost every weekend, just to finish at the bottom. But kept their heads down and gave the best every race weekend in their relentless effort to make an impact in the sport. And the credit for this perseverance goes to the passion for the sport imbibed in every individual associated with these teams. From the pit crew to the management and the engineering team to the drivers, they all go out to find results even when they don't have the machine to do it. Legacy. This passion can be associated with the legacy of the teams. Williams, a team that has won 9 constructors and 7 drivers' championships respectively since they came to the fray in 1977, has scored a paltry 32 points combined in the last 4 seasons. They trundled down the pecking order since the beginning of the hybrid era and settled at the bottom to bring about one of the worst phases of their F1 career. Coupled with financial woes, the legendary Williams family sold the team in August 2020. But the team never for once thought about leaving the sport. The Williams team kept fighting, a fight to uphold their 4-decade-long legacy. Because for teams with achievements as impressive as their longevity, there is a belief that it is only a matter of time before they get back on top. A perfect example of a losing team staying in Formula One despite their terrible track record is the Italian constructor Minardi. 17 years ago, when they raced for the last time at the 2005 Chinese Grand Prix, the team had competed in 21 seasons, scoring a meager 38 points, with no wins or podiums. During their existence, they had outlived no less than 36 different constructors, including legendary teams like the original Team Lotus, Brabham, Benetton, and Tyrrell, and witnessed the prime of rivalry between Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna, through to the new millennia dominated by Ferrari and Michael Schumacher. The legacy of Minardi does not revolve around their failure at winning championships, scoring a measly aggregate of points, or never finishing over 4th in a race and 7th in the Constructors' Championship, but to the fact that they were the perennial underdogs, with bare-bone sponsorships, shoestring budgets, incompetent cars, and unknown rookie drivers surviving the sport for 21 arduous seasons until being sold to Red Bull and rebranded as Scuderia Toro Rosso.
Toro Rosso gets its moment in the sun. Sebastian Vettel is a Grand Prix winner for the first time. He's the youngest ever, and that's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in Grand Prix racing.
Discovering young talents. Due to these constraints, the lower-tier teams serve as a proving ground for rookie drivers who wanted to make a mark in Formula One. In the current lineup, Fernando Alonso and George Russell are two shining examples of drivers from bottom-tier constructors, Minardi and Williams respectively, who have shown a lot of promise, with the former winning 2 consecutive championships, putting curtains on Michael Schumacher's dominance, and the latter winning his first Grand Prix at the penultimate race of the 2022 season in Brazil. Likewise, Charles Leclerc got his start at Sauber, Sebastian Vettel in Toro Rosso, and Michael Schumacher and Ruben Barrichello, two of the best driver pairings in Formula One, got their starts with Jordan, one of the 1990s backmarkers, thus proving that losing teams serve a winning purpose in F1. Formula One is one of the most technologically advanced, lucrative, and fastest motorsports, with a history of over 70 years, which lead to the sport exceeding its niche audience and attracting fans from around the world. Carbon fiber chassis, hybrid powertrains, paddle shifters, and steering wheel buttons are a few of the F1 innovations that made their way into road cars. The sport drew in a cumulative TV audience of 1.55 billion, 4% more than in 2020, with 108.7 million viewers for the controversial Abu Dhabi Grand Prix 2021, firmly establishing that F1 is far ahead of any of its competitors. This begs the question, would you rather be involved in the pinnacle of motorsports or be the best among the rest? Even the losing teams at F1 have a much advanced research and development, manufacturing, marketing facilities, and top-of-class engineers and staff in comparison to every other competing motorsport. Exposure. Though Formula One emerged in Europe in the 1950s, it grew to be a global phenomenon, watched by millions of fans from across the globe. With the advent of Drive to Survive in 2019, and the fans welcoming the most packed calendar with 23 races spread across 5 continents in 2022, the sport is growing exponentially. This brings in exposure, leading to even the smaller teams attracting reasonable investments. For example, a sponsorship deal with no visibility would bring in around £500,000 per year, and simple branding on cars at approximately £1 million, helping these constructors stay afloat. An ideal team would possess an underlying passion for the sport, teams that can cope with high challenges and have the ability to quickly unlearn and relearn, a mindset to persevere, and ample financial backing. News about premium car manufacturers like Porsche and Audi stepping into the motorsport has long been circulating in the F1 realm for a long time. But these deals rarely materialize due to the entry barriers, in the form of a limited number of constructors, a maximum of 13, cost to entry, licenses, and terms and conditions involved in negotiations. As a result, the backmarket teams continue to stay in the sport until they are acquired or no longer have the resources to continue in the sport. At the end of the day, hope is what drives humanity forward, and the same principle applies to the losing teams in F1, that one day they will have a drive that can put them in the front row. And who knows, an upgrade, a regulation change, or a management overhaul might be what is standing between P10 and P1. Given the ultra-competitive nature of Formula One, teams are always looking for a way to gain an advantage on the grid. Money talks when it comes to F1, and some teams have ripped up the rulebook for these gains. So click here to find out more about that. And of course, subscribe for more.